Peace and power. We are back. This is the last chapter. So I'm going to just add Brother Jamal to the stage. Give me one moment. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Miss Pitts. How are you this happy Sunday?
I am well, and yourself?
I am well also. Thank you so very much for asking. I'm fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Yep.
Okay, I see you got your Knicks gear on. You're doing your thing. The Knicks, did they win?
Where have you been, lady?
I don't
Yes,
participate
yes,
in.
yes. They cemented the championship win last night.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't. The entertainment I don't do. So I was reading or listening somewhere where they said, "Oh, this isn't happening in so many years," and stuff. So of course the astrologists put up their little takes on it and all that. I just stick
Mhm.
whole, stand firm on my soapbox of it's all rigged. It's a distraction. We have bigger fish to fry. And so, congrats to the Knicks. Shout out to the fans. We saw y'all in the streets ripping people's shirts off. If it would have been my shirt or my person, you would have went to jail. Shut up. Yeah, y'all would have went to jail. I saw the shenanigans. I was like, wow, yeah, it's a lot. And so, I'm glad that this worked out for many people. Um, I'm going to look into the planetary alignment of it all, and maybe, just maybe, people can take this energy and apply it to your own life. If this can happen for the next, you just never know what that can mean planetarily for your own chart, right? And so we
Mhm.
are in some huge transits. We haven't had this transit, and don't ask me what it is, go look it up. This transit hasn't happened in over 20 years. And
Mhm.
so apparently the last time it happened, I guess this happened. I don't know. I don't do sports of any sorts. But um, this is life changing for most fire signs. And so
Mhm.
go ahead and look into it and see what the transits and the planets are
Mhm.
doing. And just maybe you can start that business and you
Mhm.
could be just like the next. People be rooting you on just as well. Yeah, we're gonna get into chapter 14, and just for all of the viewers, we do want to, well, I don't, Brother Butts probably does. Apologize for the time on the last couple of lives. I don't subscribe to time, so I never feel like an apology is necessary. I do it out of courtesy. But just in general, I don't let man-made time constraints run my life. When I wake up, generally, if I done had a hard time going to sleep, I'm just gonna get up and take care of me. I'm not gonna be sprinting towards the computer. Last night was no different. I've been on a parasite cleanse, and so within this cleanse, I like to take binders and stuff. So I took my activated charcoal and some humic fulvic last night, and then after drinking 29 cups of water, I could not go to sleep. And so I stayed up to like 3 or 4 in the morning. And so everybody know when you're doing any kind of cleanse, whether it's parasite or just a detox, you're gonna be going back and forth. So I stayed up to like 3 or 4. I probably got an hour of sleep, and then finally I was able to go to sleep maybe around 4. And I woke back up a couple of times, of course, to use the restroom. But the parasites, you just be amazed at what's there. I stay on a good parasite cleanse. I was on the ivermectin, and I'm just in shock that there's still parasites present. It's like, dang. But yeah, any of you interested, you can go over to Facebook and type in tequila cleanse or tequila parasite cleanse, and some groups should come up. and they're talking about how the Blanco tequila has to be 100% agave. That's the white tequila. I don't drink white tequila personally, but for a cleanse, y'all know I'm going to buy it. And just that first day, I was in shock with the amount of things being present. So it's like, okay, so I'm going to implement the Blanco into my fasting, of course. I feel like maybe it works better when I'm not eating. Yesterday was a refeed day for me, so nothing has happened today. But that first day, all day, you can just see them. And it's like, please do your parasite cleanse. They get all in your stomach, your intestines. Sometimes they migrate to the brain, and you just never know. They're having eggs and moving around your and about your body. And most doctors now are saying that cancer is actually parasite eggs. And so you just want to stay up on your health. This is not health advice. I'm not a doctor. Seek medical advice from your professionals, your medical um, doctors practice medicine. So seek your medical advice from those that practice on you, preferably if you're into that. We got to say that for YouTube. But just stay up on it. You just never know, especially if you have cats. That's a parasite. It's called toxo something. It goes directly to your brain. It's found in most mice. And so if you got a lot of cats around you, you might want to go ahead and try to cleanse that out because everybody knows cats carry this specific parasite. And so it is a brain eating parasite. So I just wanted to share that. And again, thank you for everybody that has stuck around this long. We are looking at the YouTube page, and over there in the details, the analytics, says that y'all are here. Y'all just are here after we are. And so I don't see any new questions. We have 174 views. So we're doing good. Hell, the views went from 20 something when we began to 173. So y'all are watching. I guess it's just particularly on your time when you get off work, when you get out of church, when you are done doing life. And so we appreciate you. Shout out to those who have commented during this book and participated in the conversation. Shout out to those of you that participated in Brother Jamal Butt's contest of sorts. Um, when he was offering a copy of the book, when you went over and DM him forehead kiss. So that was previous
Oh, you
previous.
actually remember that, huh?
Yes, yes. That's
I forgot.
you so funny. I'm not gonna. So shout out to the book winner. Shout out to anybody who's
Mhm,
still reading outside of being instructed to do so.
mhm.
We are bookworms over here, so we enjoy our books. And we just gonna go ahead and get started in chapter 14 so that we can discuss. Brother Jamal, do you have anything you want to share before we get into the book?
No,
Oh,
nothing.
us.
Nothing. Ready to go.
Okay, and do you want to start or you want me to start?
Whatever you want. It's your world.
Well, I mean, your team won, so I can start if you want.
Ladies first it is. Have a way.
Okay. So, chapter 14 is the Cocoon Program, which is step 4. And in general, been going through the steps of how to achieve the HLO, high level orgasm. And so, in general, the cocoon serves as a sanctuary in which a person can undergo a social detox and personal upgrade in the same way that a larva enters a cocoon to become a butterfly. It could be considered as a cross between a sabbatical and an army boot camp. The person in the cocoon is the cocooned. The other mate who supervises this process is the sponsor. Normally, the project lasts anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and a critical aspect of this process is isolation. We could almost consider the outside world as a toxic environment and the cocoon person being in quarantine. Therefore, a sponsor is essential and serves as a sort of concierge to the cocoon. The first month is a purge of negative habits, thoughts, patterns, sexual limitations, diets, cleaning, and rearranging the home, as also surrounding the cocoon with new friends. As one removes the unwanted things, they immediately replace them with the natural natal things that should be there. The Cocoon Project requires a written contract and goals must be clearly stated. A timeline will spell out these in specific terms the means by which the transition will take place. Scope. The Cocoon Project can be used to affect many different outcomes. It can be seen as an extended rite of passage program, or it can be considered as an extended spiritual sabbatical. In this case, we propose to use it to achieve a substantial sexual upgrade. Either the male or female can be the cocoon, though it is more common for the woman to be cocooned. Now, within the Grand Trine community, it is typically a man who is socially evolved and familiar with the tantric lifestyle who chooses to cocoon a woman, his new mate, who is new to this life. Normally, there is a coach who is paid for his or her services, and the woman or man may also desire a sister or friend to act as an auditor for his or her finances. The location where this project takes place is important. Peace and serenity are essential, and the cocoon should not work outside the home. They should not handle certain tasks during this time, such as paying bills or car maintenance or dealing with contractors. And stress is to be avoided. Attention must be paid to her house of the woman or his house of the man, the pain body, and CP, counterfeit personality, should be thoroughly examined and triggers should be avoided. Contact with an ex, irritating family members, and disruptive peers should be rigidly managed. A reading library of 2 or 3 books is very helpful. However, this is not a vacation. Serious work is required and extraordinary progress is to be expected. The thesis. The central ideological fault arresting human society today is a worldview that is incomplete. Western men seek to force the definition of reality to fit what they want it to be, rather than to adapt to comprehend reality the way it actually is. The false beliefs connected to an inaccurate worldview are the cause of sexual limitations and dysfunction. At the top of the list, we find feminism, male patriarchy, religious dogma about sex, and the illusions about class, finance, and celebrity as filters for mate validation. Before a couple of before a couple waste their time in a failed cocoon project, it is essential that they come to grips with the futility of such false beliefs. Such beliefs will derail the work. Form is important, but function is essential. Most conflict during the cocoon will be avoided if form is not elevated over function. The woman or man who is cocoon will stress function first and form second. This leads to the highest version of form, a form that is truly pleasing. The cocoon serves as a development stage, transitioning the woman or man from the juvenile orgasmic level to the adult level to the high level orgasm state. The cocoon map. Y'all have to excuse me. I have not had a warm beverage today, so I have to continue to
Okay.
yes, but I'm just clearing my throat. The cocoon map. 30 to 60 days before the cocoon project begins, The parties will sit down and draw the cocoon map. This must be done before the contract can be written and before any financial plan or weekly schedule can be done. For example, we will create a map or the basic outline of one. Our time span for the project is 4 months, and we assign one main theme to each month. I have chosen four, but other main themes might also fit. Depending on the goals, each month is layered over the month before it, and the action started in month one on the pain body does not stop in month two, but continues until completed. In other words, the HLO tier one task started in months two will continue in months three and four. Thus, the more central a task is to the overall objective of the project, the earlier it should be scheduled. Next, we will list the main activities under each monthly category that we wish to include in the project. Please list them in order of how important they are in obtaining the final outcome of HLO. Keep in mind that time is limited and that the woman cocoon is not going to spend every waking hour on the project task. Each month is layered over the month before it, so there should be a flow, a connected purpose from one division of activities to the next. The sample map assumes the person cocoon is a female. Now, number one would be the pain body. You're going to remove the negative entities, coaching sessions on pain body, removal of the womb imprint, and reduce yearly echoes, which is CP level, counterfeit personality level. Number two, HLO tier one, and this would be conservation program, activation of G spot, generate vaginal orgasms, advanced tantra table work, DMT regimen. Number three, the house of the woman, activation of elegant rose archetype, role play, activation of her light body, heart core work. And four, HLO tier two, Venus grip training. So I knew you was gonna I knew it. So this table represents the outline sample cocoon map. The tier one HLO activities cited in month two are outlined below. These are the main things, activities to transition from adult level orgasm to high level orgasm. 5 steps to high level orgasm. One, conservation of sexual energy. Two, shift from a unipolar sexual dynamic to a bipolar sexual dynamic. Three, tantra table work. Four, the cocoon project. Five, internal natural DMT production ESR. A coach or specialist is required to do much of the session work, and there is a cost associated with this. The male sponsor should be trained in Tantra, but even if that is the case, he may need to hire a professional, Tantra coach to do the advanced work in the last 2 months. Each month can now be broken down into weeks, and a working format of the cocoon map is produced. From this, the financial plan is created and the final detailed daily project planner is written. This daily planner is transferred into the daily planner of the woman being cocooned. In each month, there are change agents, tasks, and milestones. Proper project management requires a yardstick to determine if the operation is on track to achieve its goals and desired outcomes. The sex value table is the yardstick by which progress is measured. At the end of each month, tangible progress should be made, which should be written down in a journal by the cocoon. The goal is for the cocoon woman to experience ESR in the bedroom and to reach full body orgasms would be a most excellent result. Another option is for her to experience ESR on the Tantra table. And in my opinion, the couple should not attempt the cocoon project until the coach is fairly confident that the woman is capable of HLO within the given time frame. Age, receptivity, and level of feminine energy are all factors to consider. If it is determined that her chances are less than 50-50, then the couple might consider undergoing the spiraling paradigm first and attempting the cocoon later. The first 2 months in the map are laid out in greater detail. And so I'm going to stop there, of course, so I can go ahead and put the tables on the screen. But Jamal will pick up, or Brother Butts, he'll pick up right here.
Yeah, she's going to post the charts in a few minutes. I just want to take a minute because I know sometimes we get lost in the acronyms, and for those of you that have not been with us, to know that ESR is expanded sexual response.
Thank you.
That's what ESR is, expanded sexual response. HLO is high level orgasm, which is the orgasm that supersedes the adult orgasm, which supersedes the juvenile orgasm. Uh, in the teaching of Master Yao and Morris, there are three types of orgasm: the basic one, juvenile, then adult, and the holy grail of orgasm is the high level orgasm. So I just wanted to kind of get those acronyms together because they're going to show up again. The first chart is going to talk us about month one and the goals for month one. And in week one, you are going to require specialists to remove negative entities from attachment to light body heart. And that is the top priority. Remove or counter any negative juju on the energy body. That too is a high priority in week one and will require a coach. The cocooned person in month one, week one, will purge cell body of common parasites. And so, for those of you that were wondering why um, Ms. Pitts spoke about something as graphic as her parasitic detox, it is because some of the basic things that are required to be done, some of the building blocks to reaching high level orgasms and enjoying expanded sexual response require that you get your body in as healthy a state as possible, including purging of as many parasitic entities that are within you as possible. So that's why the first 10 minutes she was talking about that she is on the journey. Um, so your pain body coaching session begins with a coach in week one as well. In week two, we're going to do CP and echo navigation. So counterfeit personality and echo navigation, readings and tutor. This is going to be this is going to involve a coach, a sponsor, the cocoon. Everybody's going to be. It's going to be all hands on deck for that one to ensure that before you proceed any further, the counterfeit personalities and the echo uh, have been navigated properly, and that'll include the necessity of having some readings done so you know exactly where you are on the value table. Begin the prep work for the womb imprint removal in the final month, and mapping of the yoni will take place on week three. Work with the reflex rings in the yoni will take place in weeks 3 and 4, and you will begin working with the yoni egg in week three. And those of you that were with us about 4 chapters ago, we went really in depth into how to properly um, map a yoni. This is again after you've removed all the negative imprints as possible. Then you will work on developing a yoni map. And as we have been saying, the yoni map for Miss Pitts is different from Miss Johnson, is different from Miss Jackson, is different from uh, Miss White. There are some suggestions of what is average, but the exacting imprint is what is required by the partners so that you have the highest possibility of being able to achieve high level orgasms willfully and intentionally, consistently, and on purpose. And that is our goal. So that's going to take place in week 3. And then the removal of attached entities from the light body heart is critically important. Very few people are able to do it. To call it a life changing event is an understatement. The release and countering of the negative juju at the energy body is almost as impactful. The change in behavior is immediate and dramatic. Many people who go through pain body work say it's like I just got out of prison.
Mm,
People who took the Bagua and Echo course report that is one of the most valuable things they learned in their entire lives. All of this is pain body work. It is impossible to judge the impact of it if you don't know anyone who has done it. In month 2, the second chart you're going to see that Ms. Pitts puts up is going to talk about the beginning an aggressive tantra table work regimen centered on the activation of her G spot in week 1. That will be the cocoon and the sponsor as well. We're going to continue pain body work in week 2, and this is week 2 of month 2, and shift from clitoris focus to yoni focus. All orgasms, either yoni or anal, and no clitoris only orgasm. So
mm,
we're going to employ. Uh, it's not going to be just clitoral orgasm. That's what this is saying. It's going to also involve either the yoni or the anus, or both. It can involve the clitoris, but not by itself. There should not be clitoral only stimulation in your attempt to achieve high level orgasm. We always want to talk about that being bipolar. For the man, that means the auric penis as well as the prostate penis. For the woman, that's going to be the full clitoris as well as the yoni and or the anus. So,
mm,
and that's week 2. Week 3, week 2 and 3, we're going to shift to activating the G spot with Tantra work. We're going to continue to activate the G spot with acupuncture meridians and actual activation of the G spot and the entire second reflex ring. And if you look at any of the charts from about 4 weeks ago, you'll see that whole ring chart is there, mapped up or matched up with whatever mapping that you have done. Um, so that in weeks 2 or 3, you're not guessing about what to do. You know where to go. It's exacting. It's more exacting, so you have a greater chance of achieving a high level orgasm. The womb imprint work and awakening the reflex zones and yoni egg work all take time. This is why you see this whole process here. Even the cocoon stage in and of itself is a 4 month process on average. On average. Um, So what follows is more information on the setup for the first month. Restrict sex during the first week to 2 occasions per week. During the first 2 weeks, arrange sessions to remove entities. For 7 to 10 days, take a purge of herbs to destroy physical parasites. That we have. At some point in the first week, perform a private invocation ritual. Set up an altar to represent the cocoon. Perform a spiritual bath first, both the woman and man. Following that, declare your purpose for the program, confirm your commitment to it, and ask the help of ancestors and forces of nature to assist. Again, we are using all our resources in the achievement of the holy grail of orgasm. This is the literary work of Master Yao N. Morris. It is it's kind of paramount in the Trine International work that he does there in Atlanta. And you're here with us, the book club, Alchemical Changes, with Miss Nina Pitts and Jamal M. Butts. We're on chapter 14, and we are discussing the Cocoon Project. You will be instructed on how to choose a picture of yourself for use as a visualization tool and what to do with that picture. Using the assigned picture, start each morning with the Ra Ma meditation. Ch- Chant the sounds as indicated in the map. Begin aromatherapy within the first 4 days. In the evening, the woman uses a small amount of oil on herself. If the room diffuser is used, choose a different oil, one that is citrus based or low impact. This secondary oil should not overpower her oil. The man also wears his oil. The toxic and dysfunctional elements in her being are created by her environment and do not represent her mind. These are her counterfeit persona and pain body. These represent the introduction of false belief systems into her consciousness, negative habits, and behavior patterns, and external sentient entities that alter or interfere with her normal consciousness patterns. By this, we mean that which hinders her ability to operate in all four of her bodies. Typically, this includes the intrusion of parasites, both physical parasites and energetic parasites, but mainly the energetic ones. Again, this is a recap of the need to get as physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually healthy as you possibly can on this journey to achieving the holy grail of orgasms, a high level orgasm. Um, and I know we've been saying it consistently. It is not just all fun and games, but the amount of pleasure and the amount of enlightenment and elevation on a spiritual level that you can garner from doing this work cannot be measured, cannot be measured, and is most definitively priceless. So we're removing physical parasites and viruses. We're getting rid of all negative energy bodies. These are typically associated with the counterfeit persona. They tend to reside in and act through the organ system and or toxic fat filters. They are the source of negative cell memory from trauma. Negative parasite entities and attachments need to be removed as well. These are spiritual, not physical entities, which include elemental entities, demons, which are very rare, but demonic type entities, which are very common, dark, decreased spirits, negative ancestors from karma, and the necromancy. The necromancy entities are self aware and seem to have some association with the EMF fields, electromagnetic fields, of high tech devices. What that relationship is, we do not know. Indeed, it seems odd that they are light beings and should have reduced sensitivity to below light EMF frequencies. All of the above support false belief systems. The woman or man has a subnormal operation of her emotions and consciousness. In effect, she has several minds, her natal mind, but also in a negative way. She has several divergent mental streams coming in from external entities, meaning the physical and energy parasites, plus the external influence of her pain body. The pain body, again, represents her conditioning for society. Again, another recap from some foundational things that we read earlier in the work, um, espousing the need to get beyond some of that imprinting that was done, um, not just through traumatic experiences later in life, but also the first three instances that a woman has sex, there's an imprinting done on her DNA that, unless there's a willful and intentional work done, it cannot be overcome. It will always be a part of everything that she does, even on the road to HLO. So that's why it's a building of something, but it's also a diminishing of other things. These are considered some parasites or sentient entities and such that have been imprinted upon her that we are getting away from. Men have them too. And so this is why this particular chapter is extremely important to point out. We're taking on some things, we're getting rid of some things in this cocoon stage, this cocoon project. Let me continue. The Grand Trine Life System therefore offers significant value. Her mentors, coaches, and sponsors can fall back on the GTLS to offer her solutions to these externally driven issues impacting her sexual well being. I'm sorry, GTLS is the Grand Trine Life System. It is the system that is developed by Master Morris in the school that he runs there in Atlanta. Thus, the recipe includes some energy healing, isolation of the woman, high level orgasm, and the maintenance of a stable heart. There we go back again to some healthy basics that we have to pay attention to. While passion is encouraged, excessive emotional venting is discouraged. Regular sexual gratification is essential to keep the woman in a semi trance state as much as possible. Left brain thinking is bad, right brain thinking is good. High level orgasm, sex produces good hormones. A stable heart and the absence of stress allows the trance state to be prolonged. The woman should be yin, which means passive, receptive, submissive, and secure. Again, this is a reinforcement of why those that have not shed that feminist mindset will not be successful in achieving HLO. Likewise, men that um, are misogynistic will not be good partners in on the road to achieving HLO for either partner. So we want to remove those things to get back into a woman operating in her yin. And again, it means passive, receptive, submissive, and secure. In this state, the meditations and rituals are allowed to work. The influence of positive entities and ancestors is optimal. This yin state is critical for her ability to operate her upper bodies. Her endocrine system can achieve balance again, and her brain's neurochemistry can correct itself. This is a state of homeostasis. This theme should be evident throughout the entire cocoon process. To go into the trance state and remain there, and a woman must feel secure. She needs to have faith that the man is capable and is going to make every effort to take care of all those details she has turned over to him. Again, we early in the chapter when Miss Pitts first started reading, just the setup in and of itself has to be very intentional with the idea of reducing stress of the cocoons. There's no bill paying. There's no excessive responsibility put on the woman during this 4 months time that you're trying to work toward your basic achievement of HLO. And so that's kind of what we're reinforcing here from this reading and the achievement of the trance state. So earlier we talked about juvenile states. You get the physical, I'm sorry, juvenile orgasms. You feel the physical benefits and of as they say, ejaculating. um, Whether it's a male or female, whatever that basic orgasm is to you, that's juvenile. In the adult state, there's a bit more going on. There's a bit more um, emotional connection. There's a bit more light body connection that will take place, and those states post orgasm will be extended slightly. In a high level orgasm state, it is not almost trance like, it is trance like, and it does go well past a few minutes that after the initial orgasm. In fact, it can be days, even a week later, that this trance is continued, that you are super sensitive to auditory things, to nasal senses, to the way things taste. The physical sensitivity is all heightened after you've achieved a high level orgasm. So you will operate in a bit of a trance-like state. So it's important that you do have a partner that while you're cocooned, you can trust to take care of you and make sure you don't walk off a bridge. So um, continuing to read, we're on page 196. The pre-protocol tasks begin at least 30 days before commencing. The couple must execute an agreement that should spell out the goals the woman desires to reach, as well as the conduct involved. A basic financial policy should be stated. The role of her key female peers and family members should be detailed. Before inception, general assessments must be made for both the man and woman concerning their counterfeit persona, the pain body, archetype profile of the house of the man and woman, orgasmic profile, etc. And as in any relationship, it is ultra important to choose the proper woman. Uh, Disqualified consideration one. There are two dynamics that apply to a large percentage of the female population and perhaps the majority. Number one, women do not listen to men when there's a call to action or in cases where false beliefs are identified and a correction is requested. Two, women who are sometimes in denial of their flaws, faults, shortcomings, and opposition to progress with respect to their house of the woman attributes. These are common themes that you probably hear about taught or spoke of in other podcasts and other teaching by other life coaches and relationship coaches. And there's almost like this ongoing debate or war about who's wrong, who's right, with the chicken come before the egg, and how to how each party can be best served uh, by the fixing or correction of the other person. Um, when espoused, they're not listening to men because the men don't make them feel safe, or he's got flaws himself. The men are saying that women never take accountability for their shortcomings, the things that they do wrong, even when it's been exposed and presented in a logical, rational way. They still want to talk about their feelings, uh, as opposed to the exacting truths of that, whatever that situation were. If this dynamic is to work, if high level orgasms are to be achieved willfully, intentionally, consistently, and on purpose, this debate, this war has to be squashed. It has to be completely quelled and put aside. It's not just a go into Cold War state where you still got something in the back of your mind where there's a distrust of the person that you are in a cocoon project with that cannot take place. So it's not just a man choose a right woman, a proper woman, but a woman must choose a man that is proper for her, and is trustworthy for her, and has been able to listen to her needs and express expressions for correction, and that they have been adhered to. I'm going to continue, but we're talking about these two categories of women. They may either defined as toxic or non-toxic. But in either case, such a woman represents a fail when it comes to the cocoon. In other words, her inner programming will not allow her to cooperate with the cocoon program. Any such attempt will fail. The classic definition of a toxic woman may help us to understand why she will fail the cocoon test. All truly toxic women exhibit the same four negative attributes and traits. If she does not exhibit all four, she should not be classified as toxic with certainty. With certainty. So here we are, the four traits. Complete lack of accountability, promotes form over function, are governed by the negative version of their cultural brand, creates dissension between men and women at every opportunity, and thrives on the hatred that is generated. Again, just a repeat of what I paraphrased prior to saying, you will not be successful at achieving HLO willfully, intentionally, consistently, on purpose if you are in a cocoon with a woman who is certainly in possession of all four of these particular attributes. When dealing with such a woman as described above, note the following to confirm. They do not, under any circumstances, desire for their male mate to be happy unless his happiness depends entirely on her. That whole happy wife, happy life mantra is not conducive to achieving high level orgasm consistently and intentionally and on purpose. Sorry to break the bad news to you. Um, the ideal situation is when his happiness depends entirely on them. so they can shut the happiness down and control it at any time. If the male sponsor finds that he is in this situation, the cocoon process must be suspended and the coach should be called in to arbitrate. So, um, disqualification of consideration two. The second consideration involves the motivation of the woman to take action to achieve results. Some women are stuck with the negative inertia and look to the man to do all the heavy lifting. They possess a million excuses for why they cannot take action to improve. To say in another way, the woman's comfort zone is her pain body. She refuses to leave her comfort zone, is deeply attached to her pain body, and will do nothing to detach from it. Her pain is your fault. She puts the responsibility on the man to correct her past mistakes. Typically, this is the case if any of the three conditions consist, exist in a woman's persona. So here we are, counterfeit persona explanation, talking about the pain body attributes that a woman may have that will inhibit achievement of HLO and how they must be overcome. They must be shed. They must be at least alchemized into some other energetic properties. So, Master Morris says, if he will not make the effort to detach from those things, then you will not be able to have a successful cocoon project. And this is when hopefully a coach will come in to arbitrate, and you'll be able to get past it then. It will slow up. That's why you say a 4 month average for the cocoon project, because as you hit these particular walls, it's going to take some time to get beyond those things. So, the other point I'm going to reiterate here is that it is not the fault nor the sole responsibility of a man to give a woman an orgasm or for a woman to give a man an orgasm, at least not of the high level orgasm type. This is a union of two people who have written out that they have an intention and a will to execute all the properties, all the protocols that are necessary so that they both can be of service to one another, as well as themselves, in achieving high level orgasms, intentionally, willfully, and intentionally, consistently, and on purpose. You got to do your work to give them a chance to allow their proper mapping, man to woman, woman to man, yoni mapping, arc, penis mapping. It only works when you are both responsive to one another as well as to yourselves, as well as to yourselves. You've got to be there in the moment, wanting to do it while the other person does their part. So, we talked about the disqualification. If she is living in the past and bases all decisions and behaviors on negative events that happened years ago, any past positive events are irrelevant. Shakespeare wrote a quote a long time ago that says, "The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones or buried with their bones." This cannot be your truth if you intend to have high level orgasms and achieve expanded sexual response. You cannot keep living on what other people did to you that was negative, that scarred you um, negatively, that traumatized you. If you have chosen wisely with the person that you are with and you believe that they have your best interest at heart for everything, your every piece of your well being in their service to you, then you will be able to continue toward the road to the holy grail of orgasm. You're with Nina Pitts and Jamal M. Butts here at Alchemical Changes, the book club. We are reading the last chapter of Master Yao and Morris's literary work, The Holy Grail of Orgasm. And we're talking about the Cocoon Project, an average of 4 month project, and the various stages. And I'll continue reading when we talk about trust issues. If a woman exhibits a blanket lack of trust of all men, and she distrusts men of poor character, and especially distrusts men of integrity, who by past deeds have been proven trustworthy, then this will not work for the two of you. If she insists that she has the right to possess her mate, this will not work for you. If she demands an exclusive relationship in which she is granted the right to impose harsh and restrictive curbs on his movements, actions, and activities, this will not work. Should he violate the contract she has imposed, or even if he dares to express even minor signs of sovereignty, she will vengefully destroy his property, dash the relationship against the rocks, assign her children to single parent status, and put 100% effort into ruining any future relationship for him, even 30 years down the road. She will not, however, put his level of effort into supporting him. Choose the proper woman. Thus, women who are stuck in the past, who refuse to take responsibility, who are paralyzed by negative inertia, and live in their pain body by choice, must be rejected for the time being. After rehabilitation, they can enter the program again. And again, we've said it over and over again. Reaching high level orgasm, is as much about deprogramming yourself from your pain body traumas, from external factors that have scarred you and given you the counterfeit persona, whether they be political, whether they be spiritual or otherwise, or even familial. All that bad teaching from your mama and your aunties has to be overcome. It has to be detached from all those traumas from the previous men and the bad decisions that you may have made have to be detached from and alchemized and utilized uh, as energy into all the positive things that you've espoused from the person that you're with, that you're trusting now on this journey to high level orgasm. This is ultra important, and it cannot be overlooked, nor can it be repeated enough. You've got to let stuff go. Those are some basic prerequisites. Some others are a basic, simple understanding of the four body paradigm, especially some very simple knowledge of the four chambers of the light body heart, the meditation protocol for the heart core integration system, just the meditation, not the system itself. Number two, simple massage stroke techniques. Number three, three or four very basic hands on Tantra techniques. Number four, the prescribed meditations. Number five, the high level orgasm regimen for both the sponsor and the cocoons. Number six, an assessment to determine the main counterfeit persona and pain body issues of both parties. The yearly echo profile for the female, Bagua. Again, these are the prerequisites as you're developing your contract. You need to know what these things, how these particular things are going to affect you, and whether they're going to adversely affect you, and how you and have a game plan for getting beyond them. If the two of you, the cocoon and the sponsor, cannot do it, then your coach should be able to arbitrate and help you through those things and help you develop a more clear contract. The task to complete, the person receiving the cocooning will start a video log. Entries should be done no less than once a week. Second puberty. The rite of second puberty is a powerful means to assist the healer archetype to activate. If the man can take a few weeks off from work and be in seclusion, second puberty is an excellent choice. But this is not always the case. If he must carry on with the abnormal routine while doing the rite, this can be disruptive. He should consider carefully if he wishes to embark on the path of second puberty. He will need the assistance of a coach well versed in the Gantrian life system. The ritual of second puberty is a 14-day event. Each morning and evening, the male undertakes the ritual. It is similar to meditation, and there is more than one way to execute the ritual. The circumstances of each man must be taken into consideration. In difficult cases where his pain body is chronic, I recommend that angel sigils be used in conjunction with the normal rite. There are many signals, and each has a different purpose. There is an occult exercise that needs to be done. This is then followed up each day by invoking the power of the signal, which is not as complex or involved. In the work with angel signals, the heart must be pure and devoted. Sincerity is the utmost virtue. A humble and genuine posture is advised. Amonimir, which is the other book Miss Pitts has her eye on.
Right.
Um, what he references here as he talks about in the very last paragraph of the book, mankind will not remain in the sexual dark ages forever. When Amonimir began and we were summoned, I had the scene. One of the images in the scene was the great angel of majority walking, flowing across the land, taller than four trees. She was colossal and angelic. Her wings, like a great curtain, flowed behind, and no feathers were there. Up almost to the clouds, the wings distorted the air. The firmament above was disturbed. A veil or filter seemed to lie between her deep set eyes and me. It was to protect me from the glance of her. To look at her was to cause the heart to be pulled and expanded outwards, like glancing past a great black hole. Before her, the landscape was rotten with the failure of mankind. There was nothing but waste and barbaric discord. But her presence brought down heaven, and behind her, the land shone bright green with joy, abundance, harmony, and intricate craft. There in the land was renewal and renaissance. I have seen it in the vision long ago, and therefore, like the other things I saw, it shall come to pass. So mote it be, great good fortune toward the highest and best versions of ourselves, Master Yo. So
Uh,
that
hey,
is the conclusion of the reading. I know you're so sad, Miss Pitts. I know.
I am because I enjoy this time with you. I know I annoy you greatly with the not being on time, but I just enjoy learning with my friend. So it makes me a little sad, but we are not going to say goodbye. This will be just a see you later. Hopefully we'll get into another book together. And for those of you who would like us to read the Amir, feel free to purchase me the book and have it delivered. I will pick it up eventually. As if you know me, it's sometimes I'm a shopper that takes their time with shopping, and so it might take me a while on my own. But if the book is here, of course I read it. It just seems like it's going to put a little romance into all that we've read. And of course, I have a dictionary of angels. That's what I was looking back at. All of the things are just relative. It's relative, and it's just like I
Yeah.
didn't know what to expect from the Amamir, but this little paragraph makes me want to read it. What about you? Are you gonna cry today once we finish?
Oh no, men don't cry. Didn't they tell you that?
What?
Didn't they tell you?
Gotta remove that. That's just you're not gonna get to the HLO. They're right there.
I am not going to cry. I am going to continue. Um, this is definitely going to be a reread for me. Um, and I'll share because I'm going to be taking some. I've got some notes, and I'm going to kind of put it all together into a little summary, um, cliff notes, as it were, and I'll share it with you once I develop it. And so, but I'm glad that people have been checking out the replay on YouTube and such. Yes, I was a little disappointed by the lack of live interaction. But I always say it is what it is. It
Right.
is what it is. Happy to have committed to doing it with you and to have been successful in keeping our schedule of completion. Even when I was in even when I was in Puerto Rico enjoying the sunrise last week, it's all well, all well, all well. Hey, we have said a lot today just in this last chapter, and I know much of it if you haven't been here with much of any of the other chapters may have gone over your head, please feel free. We read the book word for word, in addition to giving our commentary and explanation, and um, and understanding of the book and what we were reading, based on our familiarity not only with the with for Ms. Pitts from the astrological phase of it, for me in the clinical psychology phase of it. Um, I'm practicing now, but and our experiences with Kama Sutra and Tantra work, Reiki and such. And so I just want to encourage that if you would go back, listen to the read, or buy the book and read it yourself, and along with the commentary. And it is definitely a journey that I espouse and encourage for those of you that are able. And I cannot stress enough that it's definitely an ABC journey where you need to pay attention to the basic things that are being taught in the beginning in order to have the proper um, protocols in place before you even get to the cocoon stage, which will help you develop a more rigid path or blueprint to developing or enjoying high level orgasms, expanded sexual responses intentionally and willfully and on purpose and consistently doing so. So, been a pleasure, absolute pleasure, uh, to read with you and to have our discussions and share the knowledge.
Share the knowledge. So, this book, and I just want to make things clear. I'm not on the path to the HLO with anyone. I am just I've always been narcissistic when it comes to me and cleansing. And so I take that very serious. And so even though it would be great to work on an HLO program, I don't have any candidates in my view. And so I'm just cleansing. But when the time arises, uh,
Mm-hmm.
this
You
is
will
why,
have a piece of it ready. And that's what I meant. Not
right,
that you were, definitely, but getting healthier, being as healthy as you possibly can before you embark on the journey
right,
is the best thing anybody can do for themselves. We in the first couple of chapters was talking about both energetic as well as physical health.
right,
Um, and then let's go back to it. We talked about in the very building blocks, um, the various bodies, the quantum field body, the light body, the energy body, and the cell body, all need to be as healthy as possible.
right,
And the fact that you are doing that without a partner that you're engaging in, HLO journey with in the cocoon is, you know, is to be applauded and to be encouraged to everybody.
right,
Um, Go hiking, go walking, whatever it takes to get you healthy. Hydrate, use sources of cleaner hydration to get your hydrate your cells better.
mm-hmm,
And again, these are all things that we read about in the book. It's not just all about uh, getting a nut and squirting, as some of you may have thought when you saw the title, "The Holy Grail of Orgasm." But
right,
it is definitely, getting past any negative imprinting that may be on you as a person, overcoming stereotypes, um, getting past traumas, and I'm talking male and females that have suffered some trauma and have some. Look, I know more than a few men that have PTSD behind some of the negative things that they suffered in past relationships. It is not just women that end up being traumatized. They they tend to be the ones that talk about it more, um, and are a bit more reactive and in their feelings about it. But As a man, if you've had some negative imprinting done on you because of trauma and such, it will adversely affect how you deal with life, not just with women, with life in and of itself. And it can inhibit you from achieving the greatest version of yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I will never stop preaching that. Taking a assessment of yourself and what's going on with you and your surroundings and the people you're surrounding yourself with, and those are just basics uh, to getting to being able to willfully and intentionally, consistently, and on purpose achieve a high level orgasm. So I'm sorry if it sounded like I was telling people you was in the midst of getting ready to get your holy grail of orgasm,
It's
but I just
cool.
meant the health part. I meant you just the fact that what you were doing from a parasitic cleanse part has been reiterated in this book at least 6 times,
Right.
at least six
Um,
times. And so the fact that you're doing it now means that that's one less thing that you'll have to do once Mr. Right shows up.
right. No issues. I just want to clear it up because I want people to think,
Oh no, again, I want us to be clear too.
But yeah, just if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so for me, even in dating, I generally don't date. If you have never, if I asked you, hey, have you did a parasite cleanse? And the answer is no. I'm gonna have a strong urging or recommendation for something you could do just this simple. And then if you don't prioritize it, you just get friend slided. I'm very particular with my connections. And so a lot might be saying, oh, it's too much. No, baby, for the right person, this is light work because women are spiritual beings and bodies. We bring forth life. And so in that, we also have things that we might recommend for you to live longer. And again, all the studies show men with wives live longer. It's not the other way around. And so the way I pour into will be just little strong urgings of parasite cleansing and diet changes. And if you don't work out, we can't date. My life right now, all my friends and my close circle, we all are on a weight loss journey. And so I like to surround myself with like-minded people. No, this is not a cult, but if we're not on the same vibration, um I'm not interested at this point. It's just like you have to be very selective. You have to sometimes run a strict program. It's like, listen, you can't, if I'm cleansing parasites out and you bringing worms, it's not gonna ever be what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just like and if you can't hear, no, nobody's trying to be your mother or tell you what to do, but if you can't hear a woman and you can't distinguish care versus mothering, then it's not my problem. Somebody else got to do it. That's just what I did with it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, baby, I'm past the
Mm-hmm.
arguing, the friction. I want everything in flow, and so I don't want to be thinking about you releasing worms because you've never had a
Mm-hmm.
parasite cleanse. And ivermectin
Mm-hmm.
is really $10 at the farm store. It's something you can do right now. Put some on your tongue every day. It's gonna kill most of the parasites. And like I say, you have to look into these things. There are different types of parasites, shapes, forms, and some can cross the brain barrier and some don't. When they said the ones that cross that brain barrier being cats, I wanted a cat badly, but that helped me, and I still have them. My grandmother had cats just always around her too. My neighbor's cats love it over here, so they're
Mm-hmm.
still around. But I give my chickens parasite cleanse too. Like it's not, it's everything around me has to be touched, and so it's like I'm making sure the cats they come over here, I put the parasite stuff in the water. If they drink the water, hopefully it'll clear those parasites out. And so just in general, caring for all the things around me. It's not just me. But when it comes to me, yes, I'm gonna run a strict program. I want the HLO. When I
Mm-hmm.
first got into health, it was when I was pregnant. I had conceived a son child, And I just felt honored. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
other people look at it. I felt honored to carry. And I automatically, something within me kicked into study mode. And so I was studying everything under the sun. I wanted to make sure I wasn't exposing him to anything that was artificial. When we're talking about the jabs and stuff that they recommend for children, circumcision, all the things, I was just making sure I was protecting mine. Nobody was gonna just be coercing, and I was asking around my community because I have community women that have been mothers way longer than I even imagined being a mother, and their answers to the questions that I had in with their children. Well, why did you do this? Well, why did you vaccinate? Did you circumcise? The answers were just my mama did it. It just wasn't enough. Everybody was like, my mama did it. My mama did it. I did
Mm-hmm.
it because that wasn't it. And so for me, that just pushed me into research mode. And if we breaking generational curses, I love to be the first to break these things down and apart. We're not just gonna do it because somebody else did it before us. That history repeats itself until you change. If you never change, it's gonna be like a cycle. And so I wasn't doing that, and I'm just thankful for it because it has afforded me a luxury collection of herbs. I have listen. If you all and I intend to share with the public, but generally I stock herbs in case something does happen. My family and friends, I can be their suppliers, not really for the words, for the people that are on the path and on the mission. And that's what I told a gentleman recently. Um, for me, community is accountability and also being able to receive constructive criticism. I don't want friends around me that see me going down the wrong path and then just are quiet about it. No, it's like, girl,
Right.
like I
Mm-hmm.
need that correction. That's community to me. And so, even in today, brothers Jamal Butts, he sent me a couple of
Mm-hmm.
minutes about the time we discussed it last week. And it is my intention to honor my word, but just for me, do I feel obligated? No, I don't. You know why? Because if I
Mm-hmm.
don't take care of me first, I cannot show up properly here for you, right? And so that's what I go with. And so I looked at the text a couple of times. I'm texting, and I'm getting ready. I'm in progress. And so even though it's a
Mm-hmm.
couple minutes late, it's still right on time. My path has afforded me when I feel like I'm behind and I'm comparing myself to others and I'm looking at time, it's stressful. And so then I always get confirmation that I was not behind. I was right on time with what I was doing because my path just slightly is different. And so that's the thing. It's just like follow your path. With this book, we are going to take the meat, chew it, and we're going to spit out the bones. Everything in here does not apply to everybody on every level because we're all at different points on our journey. But if you can meet up and partner with somebody that has the patience of Brother Butts, the consistency, you want to make sure that person is on your team because they'll help you to be better. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to value valuable people. I love that he reminded me towards the end once he realized our chemical changes book club. I never say the name because in my mind people know because it's on the flyer. But I love that he throws those little things in there because he helps make me better. That's why I'm smiling every time he do it. He is more structured than I am. That's why I like to connect myself with really disciplined men. It might not show up next year, but it does help me to become better. You get what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
all that being said, the same thing with the HLO. If you're doing this, women, I would advise, and it's just woman to woman, get you on somebody that's very disciplined. You doing this with somebody that can't stick to the program, you probably will never get to the HLO. And that's just keeping it real. We know if we link up with Brother Butts, he run a strict program over there. You he gonna be sending you the table and the schedule on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like what they say, 2 to 4 months, he's gonna make sure y'all stick to the program. And so that is the
Mhm.
advice I would give to people in general. Get surrounded by people that make you better. And that have patience. Because he said it takes 7 times. You gotta say it 7 times
On average, 7 times, yes.
for a person.
In order for it to be ingrained, yes.
Right. And so
Hmm.
just these little tidbits we've been dropping and sharing, just make sure
Hmm.
and don't take our advice for it. We don't know what you're going through and what your journey consists of. Just like I'm the first to say, semen retention. I'm not an expert on it.
I hope not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Just saying.
we would not expect you to be an expert on semen retention, other than from an educational standpoint. What the little bit that you've read, we
Right,
would not expect that you have any firsthand knowledge. I do,
right,
but and so I shared that, like with the gentleman that called a couple of weeks ago, or was on that a couple. Yeah, I was able to share that
right,
with him.
right,
Um, and I think that's been the great part about the dynamic that we shared while we were been reading.
right.
I don't even know how many weeks it's been. I know it's 14 chapters, but I know we did multiple chapters. It hasn't been 14 weeks, but
It's been about 15 because we did the review, the book review in the
mm,
middle of between chapter 7 and 8. So that was 15
right.
weeks.
It's been 15 weeks. It hasn't
Yes.
been 15 weeks. It hasn't been 15 weeks.
Mm-hmm. 15 weeks.
Okay.
Well, no, 15 videos in 14 weeks. What's that? Because we haven't missed a week.
But I thought we did like there were twice we did 2 chapters at a time.
Oh yeah, those short chapters. So maybe 12 because we only did that a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have slowed
Oh,
that down. Look, I'm sad about that. We should slow that
mhm.
down. But
Yeah,
um,
but so we've had about a dozen sessions together where
right,
we've read the book, we've had an exchange, we've offered the benefit of our experience and our education. Um, and I know some people know you, some people don't know you as well about the various modalities that you've studied, your experience and training as a priestess and such, your knowledge and affinity for astrology. Um, so those have all been, if you look at the book as a whole, and her background experience and her femininity and my knowledge, experience, and education, some of the work that I've done, as well as my education. I don't throw that out there on purpose, but um, it's been a great mix of both of ideas and perspectives. That's what I was looking. You've
and
gotten a
your
great
masculinity.
mix of perspectives
Mhm.
in our varying backgrounds. We are
Mhm.
not exactly the same.
Right.
Um, we do some stuff alike. We do some things alike. Um, I'm trying to get her to do more stuff like me. It's so hard.
Listen, patience. It's coming. It's coming. But no, I appreciate your masculinity. That's why I wanted to do book club with masculine. It's not many brothers that read. And so for me, I feel like his books are designed to bring balance. And so the first
Mhm,
couple of books, it was just
mhm,
me and my lady friends. And so um I just
mhm,
I need that balance in everything. And a lot of people wouldn't, but I'm a Venus and Libra, which means we value balance and love. And so
mhm,
whether they be love for our family friends, our loved ones, people we're being intimate with, just the
mhm.
balance alone brings me happiness and joy to my heart. And so I just appreciate you getting the book and not reading it without me or whatever, and just being patient because, like I said, this was a year in the making. It didn't just come together. And then too, I think you should put your educational background out there, pop your shit. You have did the work on a straight path and also on a spiritual path, or what we
Mhm.
call straight, society called straight. And so those things are important. We don't want people to think just a random Joe is up here with all these opinions. You're not. So all of your
I
achievements,
do. I think I do.
listen, listen. That's what I'm saying. You got to pop your shit because we don't want people. And I tell people on my personal who have my personal phone number, I tell him, Brother Butts is, he's a professional. And that's what the balance is. It's like he came in trying to bring about balance and some things that I was dealing with personally and trying to get on the right track. I'm looking around right now like this office out of control, but
Mhm.
coming in trying to provide balance because in the areas that he is strong, I'm not there. And so he had great patience. When I say great patience, okay. And so you want that in a person that
Mhm.
you're working with because change doesn't come overnight. When he explained
Yeah.
to me about it taking 7 times, this would come from his schooling, his education, the things that
Mhm.
he is at the top of his career in. And so I took that very seriously because I have short patience. And if I had to tell you like 2, 3 times, I'm checking out. And so even that little tidbit helped me to be better with people because I do love people. I do it for
Mhm.
the people. It's not particularly for me. I could have read this book on some before bedtime and just kept it to myself. And so I really like bringing about healing and
Mhm.
forging community with people. And so when he told me that, it's just like, okay, when I'm dealing with somebody out in the world or whatever, and I have to
Mhm.
repeat myself
Mhm.
more than that third time, he gave me a little more patience. And Brother Butts is a Cancer sun. I'm a Cancer rising, and so what he is, I'm ascending to, and so I value him in that way. That's why the astrology does matter because people,
Mhm.
and I ain't gonna say people, but the Most High, the energies, the angels, whatever, they'll bring
Mhm.
people about your path that will help you elevate, and you have to know how this person plays into your life. And so I look at him as what I'm ascending to be anyway. So he is very empathetic, very understanding, very patient with our people in general. And so that there alone, I be watching, and I tell him, I'm like, baby, I ain't got that in me. Like,
Mhm.
I know you're a little too patient, just but the
Yeah.
truth
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
like, he is my ascendant, and so that it would be the teacher of my chart, the things and how he
Mhm.
is, and organization and all that. Taking it in and applying the changes gradually.
Mhm.
But you have to have people in your life that are where you want to be, and I say that, and
Mhm. Mhm.
it applies to the
Yeah.
ALO as well. That's why they tell you to get somebody who is a
Mhm.
level up to do these exercises with. If you get with somebody
Mhm.
y'all both like a -1 or +2, however the numbers went when we discussed them, you might not get there as fast. And so
Mhm.
all my friends are doing things that I ascend or I'm involving into, and that helps to keep me accountable. I know when I'm talking
Mhm.
to Jamal, he gonna slide in there sometime. Hey, did you got your mail open? Is the mail, are you in your office? Are you working?
Hey. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it's conviction because on my part, I don't really value time, and I'm not always on task. So he might
Mhm.
not think I'm listening, but the conviction is there, and he dropped that seed, and I love that he keeps
Mhm.
going. He not gonna, you know, we gotta get on my nerves, but he's like, hey, we
Mhm.
still conscious to making progress, and so I would recommend that, and that's the ladies and men. Get people around you that are where you want to be
Mhm.
eventually,
Yeah.
whether it's spiritually, physically, mentally, all of these. Okay, just
All of
make
these. Yeah.
you know what I'm
And
saying.
I mean, yeah, I co-sign that. I mean, I wholeheartedly encourage it. Matter of fact, um, if you'll let me, I'm gonna read something
No, go
real
ahead.
quick. I'm gonna read something real quick. And those of you that aren't following me either on Jamal M. Butts or on JB Rhythm on Facebook, you're gonna hear this first. This is one I'm actually gonna do this next week, but I'm gonna give it to you here first because we're talking about it.
Right.
If you want to know how your social ecosystem affects you, then take an honest assessment. Are the people in your circle an engine or are they an anchor? Are they aiding, inspiring, or fueling your growth, transformation, and elevation? Or are they weighing you down, draining you, or distracting you to the point you're closer to self-destruction than you are to being propelled to your desired destination,
Mm-hmm.
destiny, and purpose? You see, the harsh reality of life is that your circle is only doing one of two things as it relates to your relationship. They are either feeding you or they are feasting on you. And that's just the isness of it. Namaste. I'm JB Rhythm.
Namaste.
So yeah, what you were talking about is that I see a post
Right.
that social your what I call your social ecosystem, the people around you that make up they may consist of your family, your friends, your business partners. They're all your social ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you interact with them once every year or once a day or
Mm-hmm.
20 times a day, they all make up your social ecosystem. And as I said, they can only be doing one or two things. They're either feeding you or they're feasting on you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not the same as use and abuse. You know, if you're good friends or we have a you have a relationship, I expect you to use me. I
Mm-hmm.
do not stand for you abusing me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know some things that you don't know, you need the information on it. I expect you to use me. Call me first. You better not be calling somebody about real estate uh investments and not be calling myself or Miss Pitts.
Right.
If we are in your circle, if we are part of one another's circle,
Right.
um you need a recipe? I'm sorry, Miss Pitts, who you call for recipes?
You. You.
She calls me. I've had a restaurant. I've had a successful catering business. I have a series called reservations for one on Facebook now. Where I do food recipes and stuff like that. Now, of course she's gonna call me.
Right.
I got a question about herbs. I'm going to call her.
Right.
She only gonna give me a piece of the information and make
Well,
me go research it myself, the rest of it
well,
myself.
no.
But even that's cool. She pointed me on the way.
I was
So
gonna say, and it's not even that. I just don't like overwhelming people, but usually it's the video. Just like when I sent the Fat
mhm,
Fresh Tea, I made
mhm,
a video for it because people, like you told me, recently, people think I memorize it, and I don't. When I'm into
mhm.
something, I'm obsessively into it. But once I move on, and then you call back and ask about Hawthorne, I'm gonna be like, I made a video. Yeah, I made a video though, and that's how I keep the information in flow. And you all, you can check out Katie's Alchemy on YouTube. This is my page, all things gardening and herbs. I do share some of my content from Styles by Nina on Katie's Alchemy. And before we go, I'll go ahead and pull that page up on YouTube. But
Yeah.
in general, even with the astrology, I know it's overwhelming. And so I try not to overwhelm. When you are sharing information, people shut down if they don't understand half of what you're talking about. So you
Mm.
can't just
Sometimes,
go
yeah.
into, and I'm passionate about it, but truth be told, even with the cooking and recipes, I feel guilty sometimes asking you so many questions because we'll be talking about something totally different, and then I'll be cooking, and then I have to, and I'm like, I know it's annoying to him, but
It is
I
not
would,
annoying to me.
okay,
No, so stop saying that. Stop
Okay.
saying that. It
Okay.
is not annoying to me. I'm in your ecosystem. I fully expect that when a question hits your head,
Mm,
that you ask me. Whether if we're on the phone, then that's when you're gonna ask it. If you're
okay.
by yourself in the middle of the night, you're gonna text it. And if I'm awake, I'm gonna answer right away. If not, I'll answer when I see it. It is
Okay.
not annoying to me at all.
Okay.
And you can see I can multitask. I can give you that recipe and
Right.
go right back to what we were talking about.
Right. And, so I do feel guilty sometimes, but that's just a self conviction. But just in general,
Mhm. Let it go.
um, I like to be health. I've learned because, like I said, when I was first researching, this stuff was
Mhm.
heavy and overwhelming. I couldn't believe half the stuff I was finding out. But now
Mhm.
I've learned to focus on the positive and the things
Mhm.
that I can control and change. And so in those moments of obsession, like I went into this higher session. I couldn't tell you why, right? It was mitochondria. So I did like 3 mitochondria 2 hour videos on my herbal channel. And then I didn't find out until a year later why. I joined the health group and they were talking about the mitochondria. I'm like, and people don't
Mhm.
understand
Mhm.
it's so
Mhm. Mhm.
important. And then when we even briefly touched on it in this book, your mitochondria is
Mhm.
the life of the cell. And so if
Yeah.
you are not purging and cleansing, your cells are dying slowly. You might feel like you're
Mhm.
alive or lack thereof.
Mhm.
But some people they'll have this innate internal feeling that they are not in fact living, that they're just surviving.
Existing. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And so in that, or I call it like it's like a struggle, and you think sometimes it's mental or whatever, but it's all the way down to your cells. You're not cleansing properly and enough. The urgency to cleanse is wild. Like I told Brother Butts, I said, I'm a parasite cleanser. This is what I do. Do you know
Mhm.
how many herbs I drink while fasting and all that? So it's like I have a table, and I'm pretty sure people will come here and they just think they're in the Twilight Zone. I got herbs everywhere, right? But it's just like doing the tequila cleanse. I did not imagine I was going to see what I saw. You can't unsee these things. And so it just made me think, like, dang, well, what else is there? And so
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
take my fasting now very serious and the cleansing even more serious because if these things are living in your gut, and
Mhm.
I was craving sweets, and brother Bud said, aren't those parasites? Now, me and my southern ways, I wanted some banana pudding. I hadn't had any in a month, and I attempted to go get some yesterday. They was out, but um, I just like banana pudding, right? And so I'm like, yeah, it could be parasites, but it also could be because I haven't had any in months. And so in my
Mhm.
mind, it's like, "Ugh." And when I saw what I saw, I was like, maybe it is. Something's down in
Mhm.
there craving sweet so badly. And so
Yeah.
I was just in shock, really, because I didn't think, I'm thinking I'm good. I take herbs all the time, I cleanse all the time, but no, you just never know what's living in your body without your permission. It's like,
Mhm. Right. Yeah. And
it's
like even there are some like with okay, we're talking food, we're talking physical health. There are some things that affect this and other things that affect that. There are
mm-hmm,
some herbs that will work on, you got an issue with your lungs, you want mullein. You
mm-hmm,
got an issue with your prostate, you want burdock root. There are some do for this and some do for that. I know they all come under the guise of herbs,
mm-hmm.
but there are some that specialize in
Different areas.
promoting greater health in
Mm-hmm,
some areas of your body and
mm-hmm,
not necessarily others.
mm-hmm,
So, as we treat the body as a whole, we learn to treat the body, mind, and spirit as a whole.
mm-hmm,
You're gonna have to do the herbs, you're gonna have to do the hawthorn, and you're gonna have to do the tequila.
mm-hmm,
Just a mix of it.
mm-hmm,
Likewise, even in, when I do when I used to do prescriptions for depression and anxiety, non-pharmaceutical. prescriptions. The what I call a prescription is a protocol, a process to not use pharmaceuticals in order to get over some of these mental things. Because yes, it is a chemical imbalance, but
Mhm.
they can be controlled by doing certain things in a certain order. If you get
Mhm.
up early in the morning, you ground yourself immediately. You
Mhm.
don't grab your phone. You go out, you start breathing a certain way. You start to meditate a certain way for a certain length of time. It takes 15, 20 minutes to reset the chemicals in your body and to it'll block some of the ones that can lead you to
Mhm.
depression and anxiety. It will release the other ones that
Mhm.
will put you in a happier state. You know?
Mhm.
No, you don't have to take. Okay, let me just say what you don't have to take. It has been proven that there are non-pharmaceutical protocols or prescriptions that have led people to being healed of mental disorders like anxiety, bipolar depression, etc.
Mhm.
Exercising a proper amount of time, amount of proper number of days a week, taking a rigid educational course at the same time, and yeah, ingesting certain foods and drinks and hydrating yourself. These are all opportunities. They're different. They'll hit you on different levels positively, but
Mhm.
um, it's not a one size fits all is what I want to say. It's not the green tea that's going to make you the healthiest that you will
Mhm.
ever be, and that is all. It's not just chewing on the burdock root that's going to make you the healthiest you can be, and that is all. There
Mhm.
is a possibility that there may be some other things required. Master Morris talked about it even in the book we just read, The Holy Grail of Orgasm, here on Alchemical Changes, the book club, last dozen weeks or so. In a previous chapter, he espoused that, you know, learning to conserve your sexual energy was not just about semen retention or abstinence, but you can benefit from qigong, meditation, yoga, vowel sounding, as well as having a gym routine. All of those are potential methodologies for, you know, reserving and conserving your sexual energy so that you have a great reserve when you do go to purposely and intentionally, consistently engage in high level orgasms.
Mhm.
So, um, just a reminder, we've got a little less than 15 minutes before we wrap up here. But the purpose of the book that we have just read um, has been about the for learning to operate the energy bodies and the sex bodies and to achieve orgasms across the multiple bodies, all five bodies, um, by following this particular protocol. I think earlier on, we even talked about getting to the point of expanded sexual response or high level orgasms would feel something like a DMT phase. And in actuality, if you were doing everything according to Master Morris's protocols, you won't need mushrooms or other external things to release the DMT, the dimethyltrilate, into your body. You will produce it yourself as you not at the point of orgasm, but even ramping up to the point of orgasm, you will be developing DMT. Hence, you'll be able to get into that euphoric state that is trance like, ongoing, and lasts more than just a couple of minutes. So, read the book, read the book. You're looking on your screen, you're seeing some of the information that Ms. Pitts has shared on her herb education site. And go back down, what is it called again? KT's
Katie's
LK.
Alchemy.
Say it again.
It's Katie's Alchemy, and I spelled it that way because in our original language we did not have vowels, and it's also named
Hmm.
after my grandmother, who was Katie Ruth Daniels.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's the matriarch of my family. Katie's Alchemy is dedicated to gardening and herbal things, and also your finances. When we're talking about the earth, we're talking about finances. Your earth,
Hmm.
those are your resources.
The original resource.
Right.
Hmm.
And so I have a couple of interviews on here with Forex gurus. We have did a couple of books on this page as well. And also just herbal astrology, all the things that isn't history related because my original channel was really history at first. But both channels just evolving into something different. Um my gardening course on here is, of course, it's not public. We were on Patreon taking those gardening courses, and so I have most of my gardening classes over here, and I will be adding more content soon over here. The amount of content in my phone is insane, but it's insane. It's just when you have more than one channel over time that just wish I would have merged both channels together and that would have helped me be a little more consistent. But I have like 5 YouTube channels and it's overwhelming at times. I'm not gonna lie. Um you can also go over to Pete's Consulting Group. This will be a channel dedicated to business things only in relation to trust and how to free yourself as far as status change and other law supported things so that you can move properly in society. We are private citizens, and not really citizens, you know, it's our land, but in a system formatted for banks and things like that, we are private. And so you want to learn how to move privately in contract law. And so Peace Consulting Group, on that platform, there's a lot of videos pertaining to that. But just overall, don't take my word for it. I say this with anything. Research yourself. That way you know that you know that you know. When Brother Butts was saying, you know, I'll give you little bits and pieces, and then yeah, I want you to
Hmm.
research it so you know that you know that you know. It's like
Hmm.
I wouldn't know how to properly use Hawthorne. I had never heard of Hawthorne until I was looking into the conditions of the heart. And so shortly after the vaccine came out, um, I just saw Mario Carditis, however you pronounce it. It had reached its peak and people reporting it. And so once I got into it, I learned that hawthorn is a herb that is good for your heart and matters of the heart. And so this is just how I stumbled upon things. You might have whatever you're dealing with, whether it be sleep apnea, it can be like Brother Jamal said, your lungs, whatever it is. There is someone out there that has already made the video. Now people aren't even making videos; they have AI doing it. So you can go
Hmm.
on YouTube, type
Hmm.
in whatever, and you'll have a list to choose from shorts to 2 hour dissertations on herbs. And so, of course, I'm going to go for the 2 hours because obsessive like that. But sometimes when I'm dealing with things and I'm just trying to bring it back to memory or recall, I'll opt for the shorts, the reels. And so just make sure you know that you know that you know. Don't take my word from it. I don't like that everybody's selling stuff. I have to get out of that mindset because clearly that's what it is. But it's just like I'm not really trying to sell you a thing. It's just I'm trying to bring about healing within our community. And it starts with you. Nobody's coming to save you. And so if you don't know what herb you need for what you're dealing with, then you'll be out here buying herb packages from people that sometimes some of the things in that bag wouldn't be beneficial to you. With me and my business, as far as herbs is concerned, I try to make formulations or herbal packets that cater specifically to the person. And sometimes that takes a little longer because people don't exactly want to show up in rare form and tell you everything they're dealing with. You know, they'll give you little bits and pieces. And so sometimes that takes time. I wouldn't know that you're dealing with ED if we're just meeting. You know, that would take time for you to share. And so just keeping that in mind if it's stuff that you don't want to discuss publicly or with someone, so to speak, Then you would be like, okay, well, let me go on YouTube and type in ED. It's very common in society today. And so there are,
Unfortunately.
yeah, and there are herbs that can help you with that. I have a couple of herbs here that specifically are focused on sexual health. And so I keep, just as a fire sign, I keep stuff like wild yam root in my pantry. It's like, because if I don't, then when I need it, I don't want to feel like I gotta order it. Wild yam cream, stuff like beets, um, just
Mm.
cacao, cacao, all of the things that would.
You've been holding out. I ain't never heard you offer me none of that. But okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We don't talk about that deepness. You know what I'm saying? But if you're dealing with stuff, I keep an
I want to
open.
be healthy,
Right. I'm like, you would have to fully disclose. It's like,
just in case, just in case.
yeah, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's why I keep it in the house. It's just like even male teas. It's like if I am entertaining males, I would have to have some type of herbal remedies on hand that pertains specifically to males. Why not? And so,
Mhm.
in that, women have testosterone too. Not at the same level, but if it's off balance, then or you got too much of it, you might have facial hair. And so you want to make sure that you are staying in tune with yourself. That's just me. When I'm feeling something off in my body, like lately, I've been doing castor oil packs. I felt
Mm.
like I had a little nudge in my side, and I don't feel ill, but I know that there's a difference in my body pertaining to my side. So I've been castor
Mm.
oil packing it down and putting castor
Mhm.
oil in your belly button. It's very good for
Mm.
you. If you were feeding from your mother in the womb through your navel, when you put herbs
Mm.
and things there, your body absorbs it a little bit faster and better. And so I've been using black seed oil in my belly button. I've been using castor oil, doing the castor oil patch, just things, health
Mhm.
related, constant things. Don't give it a break. Be aggressive when it comes to you and noticing little changes in your own body. But
Mm.
yeah, that's just me. Off my soapbox. Again, Brother Butts, I have appreciated this thoroughly. I am going to work towards getting the Amamir. It that one little chapter that you read was it's like well paragraph. It
Just a
was like, oh,
paragraph, yeah.
yeah, I think I want to read that. And shout out to the Knicks. That's why I got it back. There go. Shout out to the Knicks for winning the championship. I did go ahead
Mhm.
and look up the planetary transitions we're dealing with, so I'm gonna touch a little on that too,
Mhm.
so you all will know. And like
Mhm.
I say, you want to be really looking at how this stuff plays out in your own chart, but just in general, just saying what big transits we have recently had, so that you know. Um, so I'm looking here. And y'all, it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of information. But just in the month of June, I cannot believe this month is rapidly going by.
It's almost done.
Yeah,
Almost done.
yeah. That gives me anxiety. That's why I don't particularly subscribe to time. When I look at how much of this month has gone by, how much of this year has gone by. We were just
Mhm.
in January, and now we're in the
Mhm.
middle of the year. And so,
Well, you're gonna have to pay attention to time, or you're gonna miss the cruise. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
listen,
'Cause
that's the only part of the time I do pay attention. I'm gonna be standing on the dock of the bay. Standing on the
You
bay.
only me.
Listen, this is true. Okay,
Mhm.
so what we just had, or what we're having for the month of June, would be what we call in astrology a turning point month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that would explain the energy as far as the Knicks coming back after all these years. Because I've been hearing I watch sports commentary. I don't watch it for the sports. I like the comedy of it all. I have no
Oh.
idea what they're talking about, but it's funny to me how they explain things, and so that's what I watch it for. But they've just
Mm-hmm.
how the Knicks fans are unlike any other fans because they are going to cheer the Knicks on whether they win or not. They are not fair weather fans. These are hardcore.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yes. So
Yeah, 73 was the last time we had an NBA championship. 1973. So
wow,
something like 56 years or something like that.
wow.
53 years.
Hmm.
53. 53, yeah. It's been a long time. 73 was the last time. One of my I I'm a graduate of Music and Art High School in New York City, Fiorulola H. LaGuardia High School of Music and the Arts.
Okay.
And so we've got a page. We the school we have a alumni. I'm sorry, the alumni have a page, and then my alumni just from my year have a page. So I posted about the victory, and one of the other alumni joked. He said the last time the Knicks won the NBA championship, we were seniors in high school, and
Hmm.
now we're senior citizens.
Uh-uh. I can't.
Yeah, it had been that long. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. But what is contagious is the energy of the fans. So when you're speaking energy wise and big transits and stuff, you want to partake in that. And so what I noticed was they were saying that Trump, when he went to the game, he was the reason they lost
He
because
brought the energy down. Ugh.
yes, because of all the lockdowns and people couldn't really be in the streets partying, or there was a ban on watch parties, and so he affected that particular game. But just paying attention to the energy, just like you coming in to a planetary shift that hasn't happened in 56, 53 years, and then
Mm.
you're trying to control that energy in the environment, and so that would affect everybody. But it's just like, okay, when we're paying attention to the fans and what they were doing, they're very focused on winning this time, and
Mhm.
they did not want any fair weather fans claiming the Knicks. They did not want anybody that has not been cheering for the Knicks for the 56 years where they were losing. They didn't want no parts. They didn't want no parts. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
they were very particular. They didn't want you around, like I said, wearing a jersey that was for another team. They weren't having it. They were out
Mhm.
really keeping the energy high for this win. And so that's big. And if you look at this on a personal level, then you want people around you that want to see nothing more than you win, even when you're not winning, so to speak. And so we have the shifts for this month would be the Mercury into Cancer. That was on June 1st. And so that is taking the mind from facts into memory. I guess, and I can see it play out because a lot of people went into the Knicks history. And
Yeah.
some of us were thinking about our personal journey and where we are now. And then Juno went retrograde on June 5th, which brought relationship patterns into view. And so people focusing on at that point the pattern of the Knicks. It's like, yeah, y'all be getting all hype, but then we don't get there. That's something constant that was being said throughout this month. And then on June 12th, we had Uranus, which is the planet of big change, squaring the North Node, the true node. And this was creating change, disrupting a bunch of signatures of things that would be considered a pattern, but bringing disruptions to that. Plans shifting out of nowhere. And then we had Venus going into Leo on yesterday. And so Venus going into Leo on yesterday, that was confidence and the desire. So the Knicks fans knowing they were posting before they won, knowing that this was their year. Leo deals with confidence, and then Venus is love, and so we can just see it out publicly how it's being displayed. The Knicks fans love the Knicks. They didn't care what nobody else was saying. They knew that they knew that they knew, and sometimes that's all you need. Somebody that loves you on a level to where they're gonna push your confidence or bring about change or healing or whatever when we're dealing with the book or whatever. But just having all that energy, and it was full force on yesterday because I saw people celebrating during the week and into the weekend.
Yeah.
And I saw you post let them know, and then you tag some people. I said,
I had to. Well, Ti said, let him know.
listen, I saw this and I was like, oh, so he tagging people too. He's tagging the Steelers fans. And shout
Oh,
out to
that was Miss Nicole,
right, right.
Steelers girl Nicole from
For,
BSCC. Yeah,
right.
because well, she's got a page. I call it a page. I guess Facebook page.
Mm.
Kings and queens who like to travel for football and basketball,
Oh, okay.
and so I am a member of that page too. But I definitely want to let her know, just in case she wasn't checking.
So that's just showing that Venus is leaving. And today, we're ending this book on a new moon, which is
Mm.
newness.
Mhm.
New starting new things. We were bringing about a completion of a book, but now we can see a little clearer. We can proceed in new habits when it comes to achieving an HLO or just in general, health wise, mentally, spiritually. The new moon is for all things new and setting your intentions as far as evolving. And so we want to make sure we today pay attention and make sure you write down some intentions. Use this new moon energy to your benefit. When you write it down, it comes to life. We've heard Erica Badu say it several times, and other scholars over time. We know Miss Badu signed, sealed, and delivered. Um,
Oh.
you want to write it down, and I prefer writing intentions down with a pencil, lead on paper, which is wood, that is magic. And so magic is not complicated. It's intention. And so writing those things down, get you a couple of goals. It could be health centered. It could be just change. Me, I'm working on time. I write time down all the time. I don't acknowledge it, but I do write it down because years ago I was getting up at 10 o'clock every day. I've made a shift. Now I get up at 6 automatically, and I'm proud of that because everybody who know me from the past know don't even call me early. You finna get cussed out. Don't do it. And so now,
Oh.
yeah, and I'm up now, and it's just like the older you get, you want to get better, and so with
You
that,
should. You should.
yes, yes. And so we have two, and we still talking about the transits for this month. Chiron is going to enter Taurus on June 19th, and that would force you into beginning a healing process around your worth and your embodiment. And so taking a close look at your survival patterns, and then those things that give you esteem, making sure to take note of those things and sitting with yourself. And then we have on the June 21st, the sun will enter Cancer. Your season is starting. Right. So this will mark the summer solstice. And so we know at that point, um, we're going to be dealing with our feelings, how things make us feel, not just random feelings, but how things make us feel. When you put on that outfit, is it making you feel like the best version of yourself? Or do you feel ashamed and like you
Ooh.
feel like you need to be covered? Just paying
Mm.
attention to all things feelings in Cancer. And so we'll be ending the month with Mars entering Gemini, and that's on June 28th. Gemini deals with the mind, speech, communication, ideas. And so taking a note, being that it's a summer solstice, writing down those new ideas, not being afraid to put your ideas out into the world. You just never know. People focus on career, but I'm gonna say biblically, it says that the Most High blesses your gifts. What are your gifts? How can you give back to the world through things that you are naturally encoded with within your DNA? Healing, motivation. What are your gifts? What are your spiritual gifts? And so focusing on that, and then Mercury is going to go into retrograde soon. This will be on June 29th, and this would not be a good time to enter into any new contracts. People usually during Mercury retrograde, there'll be a lot of miscommunication, and it's because people are speaking their truth. It might not be your truth, but it'll be their truth. And so during Mercury retrograde, we in the astrology community advise not to get into heavy contractual things. It's just not a good time for it, business wise or personally. You do that as you will. And then we'll have the full moon in Capricorn on June 29th, and that would be a point of serious reflection. The full moon is used for things that you're trying to get rid of. And so for me, I've been battling with alcohol. I can say this out loud. I'm winning this battle, and so I usually sometimes to go to sleep, I would have to have wine or a strong cocktail. And I have just not been craving it for the last past 2 months, and I'm thankful because in my mind, um, I don't want to be addicted to anything, right? And so you can use the full moon energy to get rid of bad habits altogether, whether it be alcohol, marijuana, the abuse of it, um, being late, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Just to get rid of
Mm.
those habits that are not beneficial for your evolving and ascension. And so that was on the full moon on the 29th. And then that would conclude both of our, well, all of our transits that are happening. Like I say, transits happen all month. You just have to look up, and you can go to ChatGPT, use your AI, type in there your birthday. The AI now make a whole flyer or schedule talking about your astrology and how you can use this energy to your benefit for the month. When you tap in, you will be amazed. And so this is something I intend on doing. You ain't gotta do what I do. But just trying to use the astrology to its fullest because the information is out there. And so if you know you're not a person that multitask well, you can tap into, okay, well, during this transit, multitasking shines heavily on my chart. Let me get this done. And that's usually how my office comes back into order. I get on a train and just take off. But you want to use this Gemini new moon energy on the 14th, which is today, to set your intentions. Don't be all over the place. You really go outside and meditate, like Brother But said, get grounded. The earth supports you in your endeavors. And so don't be afraid to think big. I just saw that post again. Think big, B. And you don't want to be I did. I saw it yesterday. It's like
Mhm. Mhm.
don't be too small in it. Make sure that you are setting
Mhm.
these intentions and then following through. Just like you would do with a fast or a
Mhm.
diet. Follow through with yourself. And so
Mhm.
want to just encourage that. And as Jupiter enters Leo on June the 30th, make space for creativity. We know that Jupiter
Mhm.
is expansion and Leo is your creative side. It's also the children and your heart space. So do what you love. I plan on playing my guitar. I have to take it over to my ex-husband's house. He tunes it for me, puts it back in key, whatever happens to guitars over time. So I gotta take it over
Mhm.
there I let him tune it, and I intend on getting back in the yard because I used to go out there and play my guitar. It's good for your health and it's good for your heart. And so make little subtle adjustments. It doesn't all come at once. I don't
Mhm.
read music. I just play and keep it close to my heart and it feels good. And so
Mhm.
do things like that, heart centered activities. But I guess that's what it's. I'm gonna go ahead and share Brother Jamal's page again before we go.
Mhm. Okay, while she's doing that, I just typed some words into the chat. That I don't know. I want to give something back, and I was thinking about it beforehand. I thought I was going to do something different, but here's what I'm going to do. For anybody that watches that you watch this replay or watch, I don't know who's been along with us or whatever, but I'm going to go the whole week. Anybody that is thinking about um, re rebranding themselves or doing something different, and they're not quite sure what they want to do, I'm going to take three people that message me with the following words: purpose, gift, passion, skill, path, and lane. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me those words, and I am going to give you 3 1-hour sessions to help you figure out what you should be doing as you transition. How's that sound?
And can you
Okay.
say it one more time?
I am going to I'm going to provide 3 1-hour sessions to help 3 people who are wanting to transition but don't have a clear path to what they want to do or how to go about doing it. I'm going to give you 3 hours to any 3 people that message me the following 6 words that are in the chat: purpose, gift, passion, skill, path, and lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a springboard to what we talk about initially. So message me those 6 words if you are interested in 3 1-hour sessions to help you get realigned and on a proper path. All right.
Okay, and I'll add to that. I'll also assist, and I'm gonna assist by handing it over to him. I will look into your astrology and look at your ascendant, which is your path. And
Mm-hmm.
that'll be like a little added little cherry on top. And
Look at that.
so
Look at that. Look at that. Y'all gonna be. Mm-hmm.
mhm,
You're
that's
gonna get a him and a her for free.
right.
Just drop into and you know what? Whether they message you or me, it's fine with that. But as soon as you get, I'm gonna do 3 people,
Three,
3 hours.
three.
And I don't know why 3 is there. 3 is the number that's hitting me. So, but I'm not even gonna try to explain
Well,
it. But
I'm
that it
glad
is.
because
It
when we
is.
look
So
at the analytics of the video, if you want to know, it is showing that 3.3 is the analytics number as far
oh
as
wow.
yeah. So maybe that's
And I can't see that. So yeah, that's something she can see on her end. So there you go. So if you are one of the 3 that message me with those 6 words, sometime between now and next Sunday morning at 11:14, you're gonna get the 3 hours from me free, and you're gonna get a free reading. What is it? You're
astrology
gonna get?
path
Yep,
reading.
you're gonna get a shot for what's going on with you now, and in conjunction, you will have no excuse not to be successful
Right.
during this period. You will have the tools you need. All you need to do is believe in yourself after that.
And
Stand on that.
you can be just like the next. I'm telling you,
Just like the Knicks.
you can be just
And they
like
did, you know what? Since you brought it back up, their coach had them sign an agreement in the beginning of the season that kind of spelled out some things that they would and wouldn't do on the road to the championship.
right. And
So
see
they
that.
had that winning the championship was done not just by getting playing some games here and there, but uh, they had very specific, willful intention as
Hmm.
to what their goal was, and every member of the team signed that agreement. Um, and the culmination is they are 2026 NBA champs for the first time since 1973, 53 years. So,
And that just
hey,
goes
it's been great. Alchemical Changes, the book club. We've been reading The Holy Grail of Orgasm by Master Yao in Morris with your founder and creator of the book club, Miss Nina Pitts. I've been your guest reader, Jamal M. Butts, aka JB Rhythm. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. If you got any further questions, you can drop them here in the chat. If you're watching on a replay or something, we're still going to answer questions as we go along. This is not the end. If they
right.
come up, we'll answer the questions. But we're also going to give a gift to the first three people that reach out to me with the words purpose, gift, passion, skill, path, and lane. You're going to get 3 1-hour sessions from me helping you redevelop who you want to be, and you're going to get an astrological reading relative to the time of this transition from Miss
So
Pitts. Whoop,
wait,
there, whoop,
one
there it
second.
is.
Um, can you slow down the words, and do they have to have all the words or one of those?
I want all the words.
Okay, so what is the word? What other word?
The words are in the studio chat. They are purpose, gift, passion, skill,
Hold on. Purpose,
path,
purpose, gift,
passion,
passion. Uh huh.
skill,
Mhm.
path, and the last word is lane, Lane.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is to receive a free 3 hour. What? What are you calling it?
Hold on, it's 3 1-hour sessions. Read 3 1-hour redevelopment sessions.
Three free. Yeah, I type slow. Hold on. One
It's
hour.
okay.
One
You're using
hour.
2 fingers on 1 hour redevelopment sessions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yes. 1 second. I'm gonna post this. So you wanna DM Brother Jamal. Butts for 3 free 1 hour redevelopment sessions. And also an astrology path reading. Give me I just want to make sure it gets on the screen. Okay.
Still, I'm sorry. I was. I,
All right. So I just had to proofread proofread it. There we go.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So y'all reach out. If you are someone that is trying to bring about change within your own life, I recommend you reach out to Brother Butts because he has assisted me in this area. Um, he is very good with organization and structural change. Most women don't like structure. All right. And I'm not saying men don't, but just women, as Brother Morris said, the comfort zone is a mother, right? And so we know our audience consists of male and females, but just whoever you are out there, DM Brother Butts on Facebook. The words purpose, gift, passion, skill, path, and lane. And he is giving 3 free 1 hour redevelopment sessions. And from me, you'll get a free astrology path reading for myself. And that way, you can see what's in your chart as far as where your path is leading you. Because that is important if you're trying to bring about change. You might be gearing towards one thing, and your path and your purpose is something totally different. People say your plans will never trump the Most High's plans, and it's funny,
Yeah,
and that's usually how it goes. So, reach
very true.
out. Don't forget to DM him this week, and you said the first 3 people, and this
Hmm.
will be for the next 30 days. Is that what you said?
I said 7 days.
Oh,
I
y'all
said
know.
y'all have 7 days for you, whoever the 3 people are. Y'all got between now and well, I said seven. I said 11:15. Because that's when we do. But anyway, whatever the sign off time is today,
Okay.
7 days from that time.
Okay. All right. So you all have
If I
to.
only get one person in the next 7 days, it's that one person.
So you have up to the 21st at
Eleven twenty
about
three four five.
right, and within 22 minutes past 11. So y'all reach out. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We will see you all next time. And thanks for everybody that subscribed. Thanks to the new subscribers and my YouTube family for tuning in. And
Mhm.
peace and power. We're out of here.
Mhm. Namaste.